Oh god, I did it again. I usually like to fade out the music, and then I completely forget to do that. So, oh well. As you can see, we're well into the drafting phase because I like to start the replay, and then who cares? Parasite crack in the first two bans for KKLX. So apparently feeling like Game is Grim on the Parasite did more work than he did. I don't know why you'd ban him out, not Pebbles, but hey, you do what you want. Haxorin taking out Ravener and Silhouette, so once again, does not want to deal with a Team M star that is Ravener. And it's going to lead into Swiftblade, Magnus, and Rhapsody for the Legion side. So again, a lot of powerful heroes for the KKLX team, and a lot of heroes that do work fairly well together. Magnus and Rhapsody, I think, have more synergy than most people realize. Not the greatest, but they both do a fair bit of damage in the early game, and they set each other up quite well, so I like that lane. Swiftblade and Rhapsody can actually do a lot as well, with the staccato stuns leading into spin. There are some better combos, no doubt, but a bunch of powerful heroes you put on the same team, things tend to go well. There are, of course, superior ways to draft, but that's also a decent one. Anyway, Hellborn team gonna go for Bubbles, Behemoth, and Engineer. So gonna see the Behe try for the Hellborn side, not the try lane, but the attempt at playing Behemoth. I don't know who's going to be going for that, but based on the fact that Game is Grim played the second support, or the jungler last game, I would guess, well, that's weird, because Engi's kind of a second support hero too, so a little bit of a strange draft here from Haxorin. We don't have an obvious, this hero is a hard support type thing. My guess is Engi will be playing that role in Pallet's hands, just because Behemoth needs a portal key, and you really can't get that if you play hard support. Not to mention, you really can't run a hard support as your melee, which we sort of talked about in the last cast, but our last series. But my guess is Behemoth either is going to be a core here, or it's going to be a second support Behe. Legion will ban out Dr. Pulsar, Dark Lady, and Puppet Master, so addressing Haxorin a fair bit right there with a bunch of short lane option bans. Cthulhuphant, Wretched Hag, and Pharaoh will be removed by Haxorin, so suicide options for the Legion side are out of the pool. They still do have two in both Swiftblade and Magnus who can occupy that suicide role potentially. And we'll see where they choose to go for, what they choose to go for with their third or fourth pick. Man, sometimes talking is hard. Anyway, losing about down to 20 seconds of extra time here, and I would think they want to go for something a little bit less greedy. Kinesis is okay. Not a hero that needs too much farm. The issue is basically going to be it's basically going to be that they may not know how to play it. We have this problem in Diamond Division where Willowkeeper knows how to play Kinesis, or more specifically, Boxy knows how to play Kinesis. Boxy is a very good Kinesis player, and putting that hero in his hands is great. So the problem is, it's not an easy thing to do, and so putting it on a team like this worries me, because while it's possible that they know how to play it, my assumption is that they don't. And if you don't know how to play a Suicide Kinesis, you'll get crushed. It's real bad. I mean, he's really, really good in some situations, but the Hellborn also have the potential to screw with him completely, especially if they're in a safe lane tri-lane right here with Behemoth and Engineer. Kinesis will get absolutely destroyed. And that's going to require them to run solo lanes, the other two lanes, but they can absolutely do that. They're going to put a Fade here, so that's really interesting. I saw a Fade a couple of days ago in a Gold Division cast. I forget who was playing it. Night Raid. Yeah, Night Raid played Fade. Actually did a fair bit of work. She didn't have too much of an impact in terms of her final hero kill score, but as the game progressed, you could pretty clearly see that the other team was spending a lot of time trying to address Fade, worrying about where Fade was. She was spending most of her time in the Legion woods, keeping an eye on the other team, finding openings where she could, and she ended the game, you know, just a little bit under 300 GPM or something like that, so she had an okay game, but the more value was that she basically opened up the entire Hellborn woods and prevented the Legion from ganking her team at all. And when you do that, it's definitely valuable, even if she didn't get the most out of it. Her personally, it allowed her carries to get really just out of control, and there was no way that the other team was going to come back once they got continuously out-farmed for about 15 or 20 minutes. So we'll see if Fade can make some similar stuff happen here, but my guess is sure, as BMG no doubt know how to play that hero. Empath will be last selection for the Legion side, so they have tri-lane potential of their own. Hellborn going to pick up the Soul Stealer, and my guess currently is the Tri versus Tri with Bubbles, Suicide, and Kinesis. Well, so yeah, Legion side have a Swiftblade here, and they're looking like a Swiftblade tri-lane. Empath and Rhapsody are likely going to be joining him, and that probably sends, yeah, that sends Magnus middle, Kinesis bottom. So you're probably looking at the Suicide Bubbles here for the Hellborn team, a mid fade up against the Magnus, and a safe lane tri-lane with NG, Behemoth, and Soul Stealer, which is a good tri-lane for both sides. But in general, I feel like it's going to favor the Legion's team as far as laning phase goes, just because Magnus loves to go up against heroes with, or melee heroes, because his Volcanic Touch will destroy them in terms of a harassment tool, and Fade doesn't have the greatest initial health pool and won't be getting a great health pool as the game goes on. So KGE going to be on that hero, no huge surprise. It'll probably be going middle. Bubbles being played by Onmi once again, and he'll likely be headed to the bottom lane. DD Blade was the Suicide Magnus player, or sorry, Madman player before, so he's perhaps going to be going in a true Suicide role here as well, as they could look to run the 1-2-2 strat on the Legion side, which I feel like wouldn't be as valuable because Kinesis is going to get destroyed by this tri-line up in the top lane, and you'll do a better job of winning bot and mid, but I feel like you can probably win those lanes anyway, so you might as well put your supports in a situation where they can actually help something and use the Swiftblade in the top lane. Especially because you could potentially get some kills on the Soul Stealer or the Behemoth, or even the Engineer, depending on how things go. Soul Stealer obviously no escape mechanism, a stun, etc., and he's relatively squishy, so you want to prioritize him because he's a farmer, and if you can catch him out, you should be able to kill him. Behemoth might have some pretty slightly worse positioning thanks to the fact that he's a melee hero, so he has to get in closer. The Fisher obviously gives him ridiculous amounts of range, but if he wants to go in for auto attacks, he has to get right up in your face.
Ho, ho, ho.
And anyway, so it's going to be the Kinesis in the top lane. Actually, it's going to be a Hellborn dual lane here with Magnus, sorry, Behemoth. God, I keep saying Magnus. I really want Magnus to be in this game for some reason. Or maybe I'm just used to, Magnus is in this game. Wow, I'm apparently just completely destroyed. Anyway, I keep feeling like Magnus should be in this top lane. I don't know what the hell's going on with me. So it's going to be Behemoth going up against Kinesis, but Kinesis should be able to destroy this Behe. Actually, middle lane Fade taking a bunch of damage right off the bat. She won't fall, but it's going to be early aggression, leading to some early health regen being forced out. And Kinesis should be able to just keep throwing stuff at this Behemoth. Like, yeah. There's more or less no way Behe should get legitimate anything in this lane. He will distract Kinesis to the point where Soul Stealer should get his farm up pretty well. But the other thing is that Soul Stealer is a bit weak early on, of course, before he starts getting his souls up and his auto attack damage goes significantly higher. Then once again, going to be Behemoth right there, and yeah, he's going to continue to eat stuff because yeah, it's Kinesis, does whatever he wants, more or less. Looking for the fissure, but Behe currently out of health regen, and this is just a really terrible laning situation for BMG because Kinesis is gonna be able to do what he wants. He doesn't actually have any CS quite yet, but eventually he might get some, and there you go, got one, not bad. Haxorin could also be in some trouble as Behemoth is gonna be forced back. He will be able to stack and pull right here to continue to get himself some farm and some levels, but Kinesis should be able to take out the Soul Stealer relatively quickly as long as he just keeps throwing stuff at Soul Stealer. But then again, you look at his build, he's got... See, now this is what I feel like, this is what I say when I say people don't know how to play Suicide Kinesis. This is not how Boxy does it, which may or may not be the only way to do it, but at the very least, you need some mana potions. You can't go up here with just a bunch of regen, because you're going to lose all your mana, and actually you can take a lot of damage from the Soul Stealer and Behemoth combination. He gets blocked off right there, and he dies thanks to the last Demon Hand, so DD Blade unable to do anything. Middle lane, meanwhile, actually they get the keg stun onto Magnus. The turret's there as well, and Magnus is going to survive? No, he's not. The last auto attack comes in, and actually, what? KGE died too. So, well, okay, 1 for 1. Both mid lane heroes end up falling, and Rhapsody going to eat a keg stun right here. Engineer will be just fine as he backs it on out. Bottle actually goes to him. That obviously is KGE's bottle, just being shared right now, as Engineer might as well use it to get his regen back up. Rune has been controlled. Bottom, it was taken. Refreshment Rune is top. I don't know what it was, but I guess it was either an invis or a regen because I don't see anybody with it, although it's been a full minute, so who knows. So that kill from Haxorin on this Kinesis is basically going to prevent him from doing what he should have been able to do, which is more or less win this lane. Honestly, I feel like in this type of situation, if you're going up against an experienced Kinesis Suicide player, you would probably lose, because Behemoth would get absolutely destroyed, completely boxed out by the Kinesis, and then Kinesis would start to turn his attention to Haxorin, who probably wouldn't have the auto-attack damage necessary to do too much of anything. Fissure actually going to put him on the wrong side. Going to need to land a second Demon Hand, but can't do so. And that's going to be at least the lifesaver for Kinesis. That's sometimes you get teleported to the wrong side of the Behemoth Fissure stun. It's always good. Oh. Bottom lane, RNT on the Empath actually going to fall to Owned Me. So this is a lane I haven't talked about at all, but boo. Okay, anyway, top lane Kinesis, once again, they're going to try to go on to him. Fissure Stone actually doing a lot to hinder their pursuit. Inherent Defense is very helpful right here, and the Demon Hand not going to fly out from Soul Stealer, so we'll take a health pot right here, but continuing to force DD Blade on this Kinesis back into the tower, and he's getting more or less nothing up here. He's also doing okay on levels, but the GPM's pretty terrible, especially when you compare it to Own Me, I was just about to talk about. Do I know if we're going to get HoN Tour Season 5? My guess is we'll get HoN Tour Season 4 at the very least, considering Season 3 has actually gone quite well in my opinion. But Season 5, I don't know. That's potentially like 2 years in the future. Anyway, bottom lane, Bubble's going to get jumped on by Swiftblade right here. He's still level 4, so he won't be able to get the Swift Slashes out middle and get an Invis root away from Rhapsody, so she'll be just fine. There is actually a Word of Revelation here as top lane Kinesis falls, so there's stuff going on everywhere. Let's wind back and see it. Just Demon Hands? Wow. Well played from Hax. That's some pretty solid skill shotting right there, as he hits 2 Demon Hands, gets kill on Kinesis. Not bad. But yeah, my guess is we'll get HoN Tour Season 4. I don't see that not happening. I mean, we're going to be through 8 cycles here, and looking at something like $250,000 in prizes for the regular season. That's pretty good. I mean, last year was 150, so we've upped it by about $100,000 in terms of the overall money that we've given out, and that's just during the regular season. And we haven't even touched the World Finals yet, and I presume we already have 40,000 toward the World Finals from Plinko, and I'm guessing that we're going to get even more from S2 and various other stuff, so I wouldn't be surprised if the World Finals have at least a 6-figure prize pool, and I would also guess that we will have HoN Tour Season 4, but we'll see. Well, D-Ward actually coming out from the Legion side as they stop the Hellborn's ability to have True Sights. And I might keep talking about this Bubbles in the bottom lane because Own Me's just having a fantastic time. So we got that kill earlier on Empath. Actually, kind of looking for another one, but he's out of mana currently. So Empath are going to use the Essence Link on, okay, nice kill field right there. Has the regen rune active. While actually he's not going to stop it right now. And Empath is definitely going to fall once again. One more auto attack goes through. Shell Surf away from Bubbles is available. He's getting a little bit aggressive there, but he will be just fine. Continuing to set the bottle charges, and now actually Swiftblade's kind of low. So if Own Me continues to take bottle charges right here, he's going to have his health and mana back. And all of a sudden Swiftblade is looking for some dangerous stuff if he hangs around here for too much longer. This is a level 4 Shell Surf and a level 1 Song of the Sea, which means we're looking at 280, 400 magic damage. Essence Link goes down there as the Kelp Field, or sorry, the Take Cover will stop it. Kinesis is looking for something. Stasis Smash is available, and Bubbles has nothing left, so he's definitely going to fall right here. And Own Me finally needs rest. Middle lane, meanwhile, Peach Star on that Rhapsody did fall. Kegstun not going to connect onto the Magmas, so they get the 1 kill onto the support. But that is it. So we're approaching 10 minutes in right now, and 4K gold advantage, 3K, 3.5K, 4K experience advantage, some number of an experience advantage. KG gonna hit 6 here as well, and he's actually gonna rotate to the bottom lane, activate the reflection, but there was a word of sight right here that spotted him moving. It doesn't matter, apparently. For some reason, Lakosa, no interest in living, as he gets caught out and killed. They definitely saw KGE rotate over there, because he didn't activate the reflection until after he had already passed the word of sight, so it's a really good word of sight right there from Empath that spots movement, but doesn't matter if Swiftblade's not going to pay attention to it, so I don't know what that was about, but it wasn't good. Engine, by the way, with an invis rune in the middle lane, as KGE is going to return. Top lane, we do have the tower getting taken out, as Haxrin manages to pick up 515 gold per minute. So last game, he was doing quite well on the Puppet Master. Now he's already exceeded that GPM on the Soul Stealer, and Soul Stealer a better farmer than Puppet Master, which means that he should be continuing to get even better. Nice takeover will stop the Essence Link right there. Middle lane, still not a Rhapsody. We'll see if they can actually get anything else out of this. No, they can't. So good, some good damage there from KGE, but it's nothing that will do anything more than force Wrap back. And once again, we got the Kelpfield onto 2 here. Spin from Swiftblade as he's just going to walk through it. Bubble Shell Surf is not going to connect on Empath. I'm not really sure where he's going. I guess he's going to go teleport out. The wall is there, but it doesn't seem like they had vision of it. So Bubbles is gone, and the Legion team kind of wasting time. I think Swiftblade for some reason thinks Bubbles is still here, and he's trying to find him, and he can't. You can also get into there without having to chop a tree down, I'm pretty sure. There's a little opening. And alright, well, I don't know what that was about, but it wasn't great. And, we're looking for another initiation here in the middle lane. Behemoth's rotated. He actually stopped canceling that stun so often that Magnus is like, fine, I'll stun, and he finally gets the fissure off, and just to finish off the Empath. The Kinesis looking to kill him as well. Energy Field actually with really good placement. A lot of people with difficulty moving around that, so it's going to be 1-for-1 so far, but a lot of cooldowns used as well for the Hellborn side. Stun goes through from Fade onto Kinesis, and that will back off any further aggression, it looks like. Super KGE just going to leave through the Legion Woods, and Onmi going to meet up with him. He does have the Reflection active, no. There we go. We're going to hit the stun onto Swiftblade. They have enough damage. They really don't. Swift Slash is also available. Meanwhile, Haxrin is doing whatever he wants in the top lane, and he will take down a second tier 2 or second tower. This time it's a tier 2, and he's approaching 550 GPM. So you're gonna have to address Haxrin pretty quickly if you're the Legion team and you don't want to lose this game, because he's gonna pick up an ultimate orb right there. In fact, looks like as he finishes off the Nullstone. Bubbles in the background looking for something else, gets the take cover off, and he's going to be just fine. I thought I saw Magmus charge up the eruption, but apparently I didn't. Stun does not hit Mag, but the Fissure Stun does. They do lose the tower as Omi picks up the last hit. Kelpfield goes onto the Magmus, and he's definitely be falling right here. Yeah, the Demon Hand finishing him off, so Haxrin says, I got an Nullstone, I can start to do some stuff. And they've taken a third tier, or a third tower on the BMG side. As Haxrin rotates bottom. He will be able to exceed, or close to it, 600 GPM right here as he continues to push the wave down. We have 2, 3, 4 heroes ganking.
Yeah.
And this is going to be, oh, anybody going for something here? Reflection is active. They will put down a Word of Sight here as well. Empath going to get caught out by the Fade and NG combo. That's a real easy kill. KGE says, come at me, bro. Kinesis and Magmus are here, though. Erupt's going to be on top of the 2-man Lava Surge stun. That's not going to be stopped either. KGE dead as Pallet fakes the energy field, but it's sufficient to get them to back off. Or, yeah. It is insufficient to get them to back off, so he doesn't use it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, can you jump here onto Rhapsody? Bubbles with the double damage and actually gets stunned out, though. Rhapsody looking for something else, and Peach Star ends up getting the kill with the Staccato stun, so not really necessary for him to stick around and perhaps give Own Me a kill right there, but felt ballsy and didn't have to pay for it, so oh well, it's fine. Middle lane. We're going to have some defense here from the Legion side as they don't want to lose another tower, and you can certainly understand why their map control is just slipping through their hands at this point. And losing another one of these things is going to prevent them from being able to do too much. Kelpfield does hit onto 2 right here. Kegstun connects onto Magnus, and there's the energy field once again in a very good placement. Palak going to fall for it. We'll see if they get any actual kills out of it. Reflection is active from Fade, so she's kind of hanging around looking for something. Maybe Tupera does die thanks to the Demon Hand. Here comes Haxor looking for more. Actually, we'll finish that off. 2-man stun from Fade, as well as the Cull. And everybody pretty much dying on this Legion team. Switchblade's going to survive for the meantime, but that's not going to last very long. Empath gets popped out as she used her ultimate. And actually, the ultimate from Behemoth is there as well, which helps him pick up the kill. That'll finish off his portal key as well. Lightbrand on Soulstealer, so maybe he doesn't care anymore, but Fade's getting PK. So we're going to see 3 PKs now on the Hellborn team. A Lightbrand Nullstone combination for Soulstealer, which I guess it'll help his farm a little bit. Not really all that much. Seems like a really strange item. I suppose he's going Dawnbringer because I can't imagine he's going to get a Grimoire of Power. But I guess anything is possible. And, well, they're going to call a CC vote already, which Hellborn's called a vote to concede. And GGs are calling out from this Legion side, and yeah, it's going to be it. So, looks like KKLX has no interest in continuing that series against Bad Monkey Gaming, and I mean, I understand why. It's definitely not going to be a situation where they're probably going to win. They're already really, really far down, so at this point they're probably just wasting their time. And I don't think they went into that thinking, at least thinking realistically, that they had a shot at victory. Game 1, they didn't do terribly, but Game 2 was got out of control real fast. Swiftblade, the top farmer on their team, with 284 GPM, and after that, things just got even more depressing. So BMG will move on to the round of 8. KKLX will be relegated to the losers bracket round 1, and they're going to face demotion back to Silver Division. So we'll see if they can stick around for Gold Cycle 8. Or if they'll be spending the last cycle of HoN Tour Season 3 in Silver. Either way, good series, and BMG definitely looking like a team that maybe isn't completely done with HoN. And that's nice to see, because there were definitely worries before the cycle started that BMG was completely done with HoN, and that would be too bad to lose a bunch of really good players again, especially with the perhaps impending Sync departure after the finals in Thailand. Well, I don't mean to end on a sad note like that, so congrats to BMG taking it 2-0, and thanks to KKLX for at least providing some entertainment for a while. I'll wrap it up for this series.